YouTube. This is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and I have been waiting to do this video. I excited don't convey what I am feeling about what I started to do a couple weeks ago. It is powerful to me, it's profound, and hopefully it's a lifelong endeavor. And I want to share it with all of you. Okay, by the title of my video, you know it has something to do with mailing myself mail. And yes, that's what this video is about. It's about much more than that as well. But I'm on a crusade. I have started a movement with myself to mail myself mail. And I know that sounds weird, but let me tell you, it's something that I wished I would have done as a young adult, even as a teenager, right? And anyway, I'm going to share my story as I share with you all what mailing myself mail is all about, because from that concept, it evolved into something much more broader and much more meaningful. And I'm excited about it. Okay, it kind of sort of all began. It all began when, well, let me go back to last year, because I do want to give you guys an historical context. Last year, I shared a video. I was actually in the dumpster, right? Literally in the dumpster, getting free stuff. I went to this warehouse and they were selling things, but they were also throwing a lot of things away. And they were throwing away, people, tons of vintage envelopes spanning different decades. They were throwing away tons of envelopes with the stamps on them. And yeah, I was all in the dumpster retrieving them as they were being thrown out. And I ended up with a ton of these, right? Now, some of you who caught my videos last year, you also know at that same place, I lucked out and found a 33-pound box filled with vintage postage stamps. They were all used, right? Some of you guys remember that. Okay, so it's all been housed in my garage. Well, the last several weeks, I have been getting rid of stuff. Right now, in my driveway, I have several boxes ready for the thrift store to come pick them up. And so I grabbed a small box of the envelopes and I had them laid out on my kitchen table because I'm like, I gotta downsize. I got too many of these. They're taking up space in my garage. And so I thought to throw a lot of them out because I have a lot of duplicates and I have a lot of the American flag ones. Not that those are not important. I'm working with the whole lot and I can't sift and sort like all day and forever because it will take forever to get through all of these envelopes. And so they sat on my table for a while and I just couldn't part with them. And then I do want to sell them, but I don't know if there's really an interest in buying because the ones I'm going through now are like 80s those are not particularly too old. So will anybody have a usage for those? Well, let me tell you in this video, and I might do a part 2 because there is a usage for them. So over the days, it was a progressive experience. Different ideas came to me. So I ended up not throwing them away. What I ended up doing was every now and again, I would just not only, now here's the thing, we normally find value in the postage stamp, but I have found probably even more value for myself in the actual stamp of the date. So in this video, we're going to talk about that because going through this whole process of cutting up these envelopes and not wanting to get rid of the date, that inspired this movement that I am on. And you're looking at all the ones that I cut up. It is so much that can be done with not only the postage stamp, but with the date. So that date factor is what got me thinking and wishing I would have mailed myself mail. I wish I had mailed myself mail when I was younger. I wish my mom had mailed herself mail so I could have it. Now, here's the thing. Those of you who follow me, you know I don't have many pictures from childhood. I don't have many from my parents, like birthdays and holidays. I don't have any pictures growing up of those special days. First day of school, even school pictures. I just don't have much at all. And my mom has been deceased for close to 30 years. And I do not have one single letter. I don't have an envelope that she addressed. And I was thinking about that and wishing I had just one stamped envelope with my mom's name on it. That would mean so much to me, but I don't even have anything like that. And then I began thinking, now wait a minute. Do my kids have anything from me that's like that? Do this family member have anything from me like that? And so all these thoughts in my head is what inspired me to not only mail to myself, but I'm also sending out random notes and random thoughts to family members. So I have several stories to share because I've already started to do that. Now, let me get started though. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I'll start with these clear postage embellishments that I made. I love these. I've shared 2 videos already making these. As I was working with these too, the thoughts were coming like, I have so many of these postage stamps. How can I utilize them? And so I made these acetate clear embellishments. And from doing all that I had been doing the last couple of weeks or several weeks, that inspired. Okay, so let me just come over here to this. And I feel like I am leaving something out. Okay, I'll just go back to the first random note that I sent out. Because this whole challenge that I'm doing, I want to share how it developed in chronological order, but I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'll just try to stick with important factors. Okay, so my daughter, she left her boots here over the holiday season, and she had been bugging me to mail her boots off. Well, last weekend we were in Los Angeles, and I told her, we're going to be in LA Saturday, so can you wait? And she's like, no, Mom, I got a modeling gig. I need them for Friday. So I stuffed them in a padded priority envelope. And I'm the kind of person, you guys have heard me say, I don't give any thought to how I package. I just dump and seal and ship it off, right? So I stuffed her boots in the packaging. And then I thought, you know what? Let me just send her a random thought. Because I'm not really good. Though I make cards, people, I rarely send cards, right? I'm bad. I know. So I just grabbed one of these vintage floral note cards, and I added a magazine image because my daughter, she is into acting and modeling. So I decorated the back with a black model with the afro. And then I wrote my daughter just a random thought. Very encouraging, but it was so simple. Okay, so she got her boots and she was thankful. But she was more thankful. She was in tears to receive the card with the handwritten message. It was so timely. She was going through something at that time, and my words, the written word of encouragement, was confirmation for her to just keep on doing, keep on believing what she's believing for. And she called me because she was so excited about this handwritten floral card, right? And she also stated that she's going to carry it wherever she goes. And I thought, oh, because For me, it's not about mailing myself mail, but it's also because I don't have anything from my mom. I'm like, I want my kids to have something from me, something from my heart. And cards are wonderful, but the expression, it don't have to be a card. I sent her this. Now my whole thing is with this crusade and with this endeavor, I don't want it to feel like drudgery. I want to keep it simple. And I'm going to share something I sent to my son. I'm going to share that in a minute. This probably started last year, and I really didn't know I was in the development stages because I have gotten into postal stamps. And last year I only purchased one. I think in November. Well, my goal was to purchase a book of stamps every single month, right? So last year in November, I picked up Scooby-Doo because he's my favorite cartoon character. Well, I recently picked up more books of stamps. This is an Asian themed Asian New Year stamp. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. And then I had to pick up, and you can see I used one there. I've used 3 here. People, I have not mailed off mail and I don't know how long using these regular postage stamps. So this is totally new for me and exciting for me. But I picked up this one in honor of Valentine. And then I had to pick up Marvin Gaye. This collection came out in 2018. Okay, so it's my endeavor to purchase a new book of stamps every single month, right? Okay, so this is what I did, you guys. And I hope you guys can learn or be inspired yourself from what I'm sharing in this video. You can best believe you're going to see a whole lot of videos like this throughout the year. For me, it's a lifelong endeavor. And this is why. You might be wondering, why would you want to receive mail from yourself all for the rest of your life? Well, number one, why not? Right? It's something exciting about mailing myself mail. And there's something exciting about going to the mailbox knowing I have mail from myself. I'm telling you, this whole concept, you guys, for me, it's huge because it continues to develop. Okay, so my daughter was the first, though I didn't mail this, I just added it to her package. The power of the written word when it comes from your heart can transform a person's mind and spirit, right? And we all know that. But in today's day and age, we email, we text, we leave voice messages. We have so moved away from the simplicity of sharing a handwritten note. So that's what I guess that's what this is about, kind of, sort of. No, it is about that, right? It's just much more. Okay, so I wanted to do this last year. So maybe this whole concept developed, last year. Because last year, my husband and I, we took a European trip. A lot of you guys know that, right? We visited 3 countries in Europe. And I endeavored to mail myself mail from each of those countries. But I didn't do it. But it was on my mind. In one of the countries, I actually walked around looking for a place to mail, and I couldn't find it. But nonetheless, it was on my heart. So perhaps this whole crusade to mail myself mail, it did start last year. But for some reason, working with these postage stamps reinvigorated my intentions, I guess. Okay, so what I ended up doing, you are looking at mail that I have mailed myself and gotten back already. Because this is one of my goals. One of my goals is to mail myself mail every time I go out of town. Yes. So that's what I did recently. We were in Los Angeles last year. My husband is a Lakers fan, the biggest Kobe Bryant fan. So we were there chasing murals, right? And we saw about 15 murals of Kobe Bryant and some of him and his daughter. That was my husband's way of grieving and paying his respects and tributes. But while I was there, I mailed, see, you look at this one here. I mailed myself mail. So this one has a Los Angeles. We were in Los Angeles. I was hoping Los Angeles, like other cities, they're broken up into different little whatever. We were in Melrose when I mailed this one off. So I was hoping that I would get a Melrose. Anyway, I got a Los Angeles stamp. But you guys, this to me is precious. Number one, it's cute, right? And you see here, I used a vintage postage stamp and I used Scooby-Doo. But this is precious to me for a couple of reasons. Number one is the date. It has a date there, February 10th, 2020. So I don't have to try to remember when we visited LA because there's a date there for me. Isn't that cool? There's a date there for me. Okay, and then it also has the stamp of the location. So I know that we were in LA on or around this date. That solves so many problems right there. Okay, now, also, this cute little envelope that I used, you guys, it's vintage. So I am pulling from my vintage stationery collection to mail myself mail. So that's a way to use up my vintage stationery. By the way, I do have a vintage stationery lot over on my Etsy shop. My name is The Junctress. If I don't forget, I'll have the link below to that stationery lot. What a great way to utilize vintage stationery, right? Okay. This is also special because it has the Scooby-Doo stamp on it, right? So I love stamps. And now to preserve it's a great way the current stamps. Okay, but what's also special about this, and this is what I love, and this is why mailing myself mail, it's one reason why it's going to be a lifelong endeavor. Okay, so look how cute the back is. And I also write down the date I got this too. I either got this the 13th or the 14th. You guys know I don't check my mail. That's why I have two dates here. But I have been checking my mail more frequent because I'm excited to receive mail from myself. It's weird. I know I'm weird. Okay, so let's open this up because I have not opened this up yet. And look, I used vintage stickers. I have a huge vintage sticker collection. Some of you guys caught I think it was last year, I shared about 8 videos. I shared a whole series, or it could have been the year before last. I shared a whole series of vintage stickers that I acquired from a huge estate sale. I call it craft lady estate sale because she had so many crafts. But this is what I love, you guys. Okay, I have included, remember this is vintage stationery. I included a blank stationery sheet. Why blank? So I could use this blank stationery sheet to document our trip to Los Angeles on or around February the 10th. Isn't that cool? I love that. Now, and then I'm going to take it a step further, right? And let me grab my journal that I'm working in. Looks a little messy, I know. And what I then can do is turn to a page. And when I get ready, well, I'm going to dedicate a page or a layout spread, a 2-page layout spread to our trip to Los Angeles. And what do you think I'm going to do? When I'm done documenting our trip, I'm going to then insert this envelope that really holds the whole story to the trip, I'm going to tuck it in a pocket or use a paper clip to attach it to the page, and I forever have this. I love it. That's a big reason why I'm excited to mail myself mail, because I have the envelope that has the date, it has the location, it has the stamp, and then of course if you decorate your envelopes, mail art, right? That adds fun to it. But then I have my stationery to document the experience, and I can tuck it all safely into my journal. Imagine having, you guys, imagine doing this for 1 year, and you don't have to go out of town though, right? See, that's the thing that I love. Especially, well, I shouldn't say especially, because I'm going to do it whether or not I go out of town. I'm going to be bringing you guys ideas as I share these types of videos, more ideas, but it don't have to be just an out of town experience. But I want you all to think to do this when you go out of town, and just imagine having a year's worth, whether you went out of town or not, but having a year's worth of mail that you received from yourself. I love it. Okay, I think I'm going to do a part 2 because I don't want this video to be too long. And in my next video, I have more ideas for you guys, and I have more stories to share. I have a tearjerker that that happened just last night for Valentine's from my husband. Yeah, and it's all because I mailed him mail, right? Okay, so you guys be sure to come back. Now, if you like this video, why not support it? Give me a big thumbs up. Can you guys feel my excitement? Do you guys share my excitement? Do you feel like you might want to mail yourself mail and give it a try? There's something so satisfying and fulfilling about it. I don't know. It's crazy that I get excited to go to the mailbox to retrieve mail that I mailed to myself. I know it sounds crazy, but I tell you, it's something. I don't know. It's something about that. And if any of you want to join me on this crusade, this challenge, this endeavor, leave your comments below. Once again, you're going to see a lot of videos because I am journaling more. And yeah, I'm on a roll and I'm already in action. I'm already in action. Okay, you guys, so like, subscribe, share, and make sure you come back for part 2 of this particular video, because I got more ideas and stories to share with you all. Okay, I want to thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Hey, feel free to share this video. And if you decide to join me on this crusade, and share it with other people, I only ask that you bring them back to my video. All right, you guys, I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.